Back here at Jane Sanders Stadium, the time is now for a winner-take-all Game 7. Oregon and Stanford for the right to go to next weekend's Super Regional Round. What a day it has been as we welcome you back to the NCAA Softball Regionals, presented by Capital One. And what should be a full capacity crowd again here in Eugene. And why not? Two Pac-12 rivals reuniting for the first time in over a year for what amounts to be a 3-game series this weekend. What a trip it has been here in Eugene. With Jenny Ritter, I'm Roy Philpott, and well, we catch our breath for a second. The quick turnaround, and it's Oregon and it's Stanford again, this time for a chance to go to the Supers.
Yeah, a winner take all, and I don't really know what's going to happen if I'm being honest. This is a crazy matchup between the two of them. Well-matched teams and very even-matched teams. And really what it comes down to is pitching in the circle and really what bats are going to show up. There's really a lot of momentum shifts and really high-energy teams that are playing right here. It's going to be a great one.
Well, for Oregon, it's all about the Lashar show. And the Lashar sisters have been absolutely tremendous this entire weekend. Whether it's Kedri or Kai, they have found ways to get on base. And Kedri certainly has been awfully impressive with her power.
Yeah, combined the 13 through 20 for 26, 2 home runs. The Lashar sisters have found a way to make it happen. Kedri Lashar has been on fire. She got moved up to the 2 spot here this last game to beat Stanford, and she made it work. A 3-run home run that was kind of some insurance runs as they began to score and really made it happen to get to those 15 runs. But Alyssa Houston, she's the one that's going to be in the circle here for Stanford. She came into the game yesterday and really found a way to shut them down. 4.1 innings yesterday, had 7 strikeouts during that time. And she was the one that really set the tone in the circle. She's the one that's going to have to find a way to make that happen today. And she was superb. You expect to see that from her today.
Alyssa Houston for Stanford and Lindsey Grine in the circle for the Oregon Ducks. Her electricity, her energy, one of the top pitchers in America on full display for Game 7. Take a look at our starting lineups brought to you by Capital One. And for the Stanford Cardinal, designated the road team in this matchup. Allie Clemens, she has put on a power display. Go back to Game 6, 2 for 3 with a home run, her second of the weekend.
Yeah, she moved herself up in the lineup just 1 spot. Kylie Chung has moved down into the 9 spot. Clemens into the 8th spot. Maybe looking to just have a little bit more movement. Kaylin Cope has kind of had a great series here in the regionals as well. So to back-to-back them makes a little bit more sense as well.
And facing Lindsey Grine, the junior, the production has been off the charts. Last 2 to 3 weeks, perhaps not what she has envisioned, but you see the 28-2 mark, the 2.05 ERA. And that strikeout to walk ratio, when she's been on, she has been electric.
Yeah, she's gonna throw high 60s. She's gonna go up and down in the zone. Her rise ball is really what gets a lot of chases. Her changeup, we've seen it work well. She's really been going a lot with her fast stuff lately, but the energy, to me, that was the X factor for going with her today in this game.
Taryn Kurd leads things off, and the count evens up at a ball and a strike. Now, these two teams have squared off twice this weekend, and in both outcomes, Stanford run-ruled Oregon yesterday, and the Ducks returned the favor. The game that concluded just half an hour ago. Kern into right field, and a good start for the Cardinal. And we talked about it in the last meeting, the start for both sides, so important. Who will show and display that energy first?
Well, and I think this is a reset for Stanford. An opportunity to even the score. Kind of start with what they know best, which is hitting. So often, I think you look at teams and you want to be the home team and you want your chance kind of set the tone defensively, finish hitting, and have your chance at the plate last. But I think for Stanford, in a lot of cases, to be visitors and be at the plate first kind of makes it hurt more when you're so strong offensively.
Rise stays high. It's a ball and a strike. Temperature starting to plummet again on this Sunday evening. Breeze has picked up a little bit. Expected to end the evening in the mid-50s as Jones fouls it away. 1-2. Jones, junior out of Westlake Village, California, second team all ACC. Incredible day, afternoon, and now evening of softball around America. Brian wanted the outside edge, did not get the call. And home plate umpire Matt Jacks calling balls and strikes today.
Well, and it's going to learning curve. It's a new game, new umpire behind the plate. You got to learn what his zone is. And corners are going to be different. One thing I have learned about these umpires throughout this regional is that their zones on the corners have been different. Some umpires have had wider corners. That has affected how these pitchers have thrown.
Payoff pitch on the outside edge, and Emily Jones caught looking. First strikeout for Grind.
And this one does catch the corner of the plate. If you get one where it's close enough and you are lucky enough for it to be called a ball, you better be swinging at the next one that's nearby. You have to be aggressive. This is a Stanford team that their aggressiveness has been their success.
Here's River Mailer, the starting shortstop for the Cardinal. Monroe, Washington. Came into the weekend as the leading hitter. A team that has been on fire offensively. You see that .429 average. And Bryan with 3 straight out of the zone.
And it's another pitch where this Oregon fan base wants to see it a strike. It is on that corner, but it's too far out. He has been consistent about needing it to be further on that plate so far early on in this game. So that's expectation early. We talk about it as long as you're consistent about it.
Bryan battles back, moves to a full count. It's been an interesting regional where we've seen some competitive games, some exciting plays, but the end result, for the most part, have been all blowouts.
No, even the blowouts feel competitive, which is crazy.
It's unusual. And so you would think that with these two high-level programs, all of their tradition, that we're due for a close one. And a knock for Mailer into right field. And Kern now standing at second base. Oh, good start for the Cardinal, trying to bounce back after a 15-5 run rule setback earlier tonight. My next question for you is, in a game like this where the season is on the line and Jade Berry getting set to climb in the box, as a coach, are you quicker to make a change in the circle if you see or sense something that you feel like may be a little off?
This is a winner-take-all game. So to me, that means you use your pitching staff, all of it, every bit of it, until you're out of gas, right? And yeah, you see Stacey Chambers in the bullpen already. I think you've got to have Elise Sokolsky ready. You can't afford to let the score get too lopsided too quickly. And you and I talked about it. Do you start Elise Sokolsky, who really shut down Stanford at the end of last game? do you go with Lindsey Grind? Those were the two, no doubt about it, that you would go after. I thought you go with the one who brings the energy to your defense.
It gets away from Cox, and both runners advance. Kern at third, Mailer now at second base. And a big-time opportunity for Stanford here in the top of the first inning.
Well, to your point, this was a little bit about what we saw from Grind in the first game. Some wild pitches. Stanford was hitting the ball a little bit more off Grind than they were off Sokolsky's, so why not go with somebody that they were having a hard time really connecting with? I think in a lot of cases, coaches go with your ace. They go with the energy and that trust. We'll see if that pays off here in this game.
Good conversation with Missy Lombardi and her ace, Lindsey Grind, and the Stanford offense. Noticeable strides from last season to this. Team that is second in the land in batting average. High and tight and right on top of Barry. And Barry's going to take a moment to collect herself as she walks down towards first base. So Grind clearly in search of her control. And advantage Stanford. They have loaded the bases with just one out.
Ooh, that went right off the ribs. You could see Barry kind of loaded at the same time, so her momentum was going into that pitch. Remember, Grind throws in the upper 60s. That's a lot of speed coming at you. Took her a second. Kind of shake that one off. See it in her eyes.
Bases loaded for Kira Chan. Barry appears to be just fine. And here we go. Chan takes high. Junior out of San Diego and Torrey Pines High School. Second team all ACC this season. That batting average has climbed above 400. More than capable. 2-0.
That was a beautiful rise ball. Getting Chan to fish for a pitch that's up and out of the zone.
This crowd imploring her. The 2-1 is fouled away. Popped up. Jones calling for it. Right beside the circle for out number 2.
And the infield fly rule was in effect. Out no matter what. See the even balance of balls and strikes.
Jenny, I think we've noticed it doesn't take much for Grind to reestablish herself. Any kind of adversity, and that may be happening right now. Dropped by Cox.
Oh, if you're Emma Cox, you want that back. And that is not an easy ball to catch. There is backspin on that. Cox is coming forward on it. It's spinning out of your glove. It is not easy to catch that. With that said, you've got bases loaded and a huge hitter up.
And new life for Joey Economos.
Economos 13 home runs on the year. We saw her hit a moonshot in this regional. a huge way to get out of this inning.
Bryant a strike away. Economos, a freshman. South Hills High School, part of the All-ACC freshman team.
That's on the chalk line. You can feel that this game is going to get exciting. A lot of energy between both teams. This is way too far on the chalk line to be called strike three. You can see how much both of these teams want it.
And Economos fouls it straight back. Full count, bases loaded in the top of the first inning with 2 away.
Good mix around the plate by Grind. Working off the plate, that one low in the zone. Definitely good offerings.
And the payoff is fouled away into the stands, right behind the Stanford dugout. We'll do it again.
High pressure situation for Economos as a freshman to have bases loaded here, a moment that matters. He'll be patient with pitches that are that close to the zone.
And the 3-2 turned on to deep left field, and it is gone. The grand slam, Joey Economos. Unbelievable. The inning should have been over. And instead, Economos makes him pay with a sweet swing to deep left.
And she went down and she got this one. This was low in the zone and inside. The freshman. Joey Economos. Again, first pitch on her swing, pops it up. About 5 feet from home plate. Is dropped. Gets a new life, works it to a full count. Bases loaded and sends it over the fence for a grand slam. A freshman, her 14th home run on the season. How about setting the tone the first inning of this game?
And it comes on a 3-2 count, the 8th pitch of the at-bat for Joey Economos.
My goodness.
Second homer of this regional. And just like that, is 4-0 Stanford.
If there's a definition of a crowd silencer, that was about it.
2-2 to Kaylin Koch. And Grind will battle back to strike her out. But the damage done. Joey Economos, second home run of this Eugene regional. And the biggest swing of her young Stanford career right here.
First the ball, she gets a new life after this pop fly. And then sends it out of the park with the bases juiced. Makes the most of it. 4-plated.
Home half of the first inning back in Eugene, and a stunned silence over this capacity crowd after Joey Economos just hit a grand slam. Take a look at our starting lineups, brought to you by Capital One. Shar sisters with work to do. And Kedry with that monster home run and 4 RBIs earlier today. In the must-win game for the Ducks against their former Pac-12 rival. Alyssa Houston in the circle. Sophomore out of Benton, Arkansas.
Alyssa Houston, we talked about it. She was stellar against Oregon in game 1. She's got upward spin to both sides of the plate, and that's really, with her speed, was what was difficult for Oregon to adjust to. But they're going to have to work to make quick adjustments to her early on in this game. Her spin rate gives her really high strikeout rate as well. You're going to see her make some strikeouts throughout this game in necessary moments. The big thing for this Oregon Duck team is that they're going to have to identify when that rise ball is going to spin through the zone as a strike or when it's going to jump out of the zone. Induces a lot of pop flies.
Such a tremendous outing yesterday for Alyssa Houston, and Kyla Shar is 3 for 3 with 3, make that 4 runs scored. 15-5 win for the Ducks earlier. And batting average now at .415. Slaps it over to Mailer at short, and there's one away. And how big is that?
I mean, it's not the difference between wins and losses, but let me tell you what. Kyla Shar did not get on base when Stanford won. She got on base every time when Stanford lost. So this is a good showing for Stanford to get Kyla Shar out to start here. Especially, again, this lineup change to have Kedri Lushar right behind Kai. Now no runner on when she has been so hot at the plate.
The shift in the lineup for the Ducks. In that earlier game, and it's the first time we saw Kedri up in that number 2 spot. And the change resulted in 14 more runs being scored by Oregon against Stanford today compared to just 1 day ago. Liberty has now battled back to tie Texas A&M. Winner of the Bryan College Station Regional will match up with the winner of this Eugene Regional. All eyes focus here and there, obviously, with these 2 winner-take-all Game 7s happening simultaneously. Well, how exciting has it been down the Lone Star State as Bouchard draws the walk from Houston. And the Ducks have their first base runner.
Just keep thinking that both in that Bryan College Station Regional and this one, it sure is great that they have 4 days of rest because it is exhausting what these 2 teams in Liberty and Texas A&M have been going through in their regionals.
Off of McCoy. And now the Ducks with runners at first and second after the walk to Lushar. And McCoy was hit by the pitch. And the Oregon dugout not happy.
You can see that this ball just is an inside screwball that just kind of missed off the hip of Alyssa Houston. Sam Martyr there in front of the dugout, third base coach, trying to fire her team up, get fired up.
And Jessica Allister wants to know what's going on. She'll talk to Matt Jacks, the home plate umpire. This crew has been with us this weekend. And Oregon now will have runners at first and second. And there have been a fair share of chippy moments between these two. A healthy respect. And now a chance to respond for Stephanie Maake. Another freshman trying to produce a big swing.
Keep in mind, we've talked a lot about the walks and the hit by pitches. This is not something that's just been one pitcher on this Stanford staff. It's been an issue with all of them.
And a shot down the left field line, but hooking, foul.
See how excited this crowd gets when Stephanie Maake hits the ball. That breathed new life into this crowd. A foul ball that went over the fence.
"14 home runs this year. Freshman out of San Diego. 2-1. Ducks facing a 4-run deficit before their first at-bats here in Game 7. Okay, 4 for 14 here in Eugene. Fly ball to center. Ballpark will contain it. And Jones makes the catch. And tagging is Kedri Lashar. She'll take third base.
You could see Lushar as soon as she's on base. Both of the Lushars, I should clear that up. Kedri has quick speed as well. There's no question when that ball's lifted in the outfield from center field towards right, and they're on second base, they're going to tag and go. There's no question about it. Kedri Lashar does it there. First and third situation here, but 2 outs.
The senior Paige Sinicki, rock solid at shortstop for all of these years. First team all Big Ten, a 370 hitter. Inside, and it's 2-0.
2 for 2 with 3 RBI and 2 walks in the game earlier today. She was just all over the place.
Every moment to start here in this Game 7 under the microscope. Any mistake can be penalized. We saw that. Economos in the grand slam in the top half of this inning.
You could tell it was a quick ground out, and you felt like setting the tone to get Kai Lushar out in this inning was the right tone, and then a walk and a hit by pitch. Got the pop fly for Maake. And now here getting behind in the count from Sinicki.
And Houston snaps across a strike.
Yeah, I mean, the answer, the reason why Houston was so good yesterday was that she pounded the zone beautifully. Sometimes I feel like there's a little bit of overthinking from this Stanford staff. It's about pounding the zone. Trust your stuff, make it move through the zone. Stop trying to hit the corners. I feel like every pitch that you throw that's in the zone is going to be hit. Sometimes you got to trust that it moves.
And a 2-2, smash to third. Barry in time to Economos at first base. And the Ducks strand 2. 4-0 Stanford. Top of the second coming up. Back in Eugene, Jane Sanders Stadium. 4-0 Stanford. We've already seen 2 top 16 national seeds be eliminated in this year's NCAA softball regionals. LSU was ousted by Southeastern Louisiana, and the Duke Blue Devils losing earlier to Georgia. As teams continue to punch their ticket to the Supers, which get underway on Thursday. Allie Clements has been moved up a spot in the Stanford batting order. Number 9 to number 8. She's been in the zone this weekend with 2 home runs. And earlier today, despite being on the wrong end of a 15-5 score, Clements 2 for 3, drove in 2 and scored a run.
Both of those home runs off Lindsey Grind.
And a fly ball lifted towards left. Stay in fair territory for Kylie. And there's one away. Well, we had this conversation at the end of the last game as to what would happen in the circle. The easy answer for Stanford was in Houston. The more complex question that needed to be examined a little bit more closely was for Oregon, and the way that Elise Sokolsky into that 15-5 victory for the Ducks. You wondered, would that be enough momentum to carry over? In the case of Lindsey Grind, to her credit, she should have been out of that last inning where the grand slam was delivered off the bat of Economos. Drop foul ball right beside home plate. 3 pitches later, and it's 4-0.
Yep.
And now it's on her shoulders to battle back, regain her confidence and focus, and keep the Ducks in this thing.
And one thing I will say from a strategy perspective is what's done is done, right? The hit's been given up. If Grind can reset and give you a couple more good innings, one thing you do have is Sokolsky to back her up. If you think about Stanford's depth, you probably assume that Houston's going to have to carry.
3 hops over to Sinicki, fires across it in time. And there's 2 away. Well, she makes the extremely difficult look routine at times. This was special right off the bat.
Yeah, this one was deep in that 5-6 hole on the hop. Definitely an out. Good job by McCoy to get this pick. What a throw. Paige Sinicki.
Shift is on for Taryn Kern, back to the top of the order and off of McCoy, and racing in at first base is Kern, and Riley McCoy remains down.
You can see the players, the emotion on the athletes' faces here. The need to reset, refocus. It's hard to do. You care about your teammates like your sisters.
And you saw the collective deep breath there. Lindsey Grind encouraging her teammates. And there are 2 outs. Taryn Kern at first, and this crowd behind their team again. Remington Hewitt comes in at first base. This will be her first action of the weekend. Down 4, having just lost starting first baseman. First team all Big Ten freshman team performer Riley McCoy. Ducks have their back against the wall. Will lean on their veteran leadership, including Lindsey Grind.
And you can see the emotion in her face. She has to be careful not to overthrow here. When you overthrow, pitches don't work as much. When you have emotion, you want to do it for your teammate. You cannot overdo it. You've got to trust your stuff. You've got to play your game. High emotion pitchers can often try to overdo it.
Jones squares to bunt, the pitch low and away. So Kern aboard after the single to first base. Jones 0 for 3. First game between these 2 teams today. Struck out in the first inning earlier in this one. One and two.
Jones struck out the first time against Grind. Just looking, this is the time where she needs to really go and attack behind in the count. She's watched a couple close pitches go by. It's good to be patient, see your pitches. Still, foul them off. Chase pitches. Good eye there in the corner. This fan base, they love those corners.
And the Duck right behind home plate, making his presence felt. The Oregon mascot, 2 rows back, fly ball to center. And Kendry Lashar ready and waiting. A lot happening early. Stanford with a 4-0 lead, and the Ducks coming back up to bat here in Eugene after this. Huddling up after Riley McCoy went back to the training room. She's being evaluated there as we speak, and emotions running high. Given the start, this winner-take-all Game 7, Eugene Regional. Jenny Ritter, Roy Philpott. 6, 7, and 8 due up first for the Ducks. Cox, Patman, and Jones. And Jenny, it's one thing to trail early after a grand slam, after a drop foul ball right beside home plate that would have ended the inning. And it's another thing to have all that happen and then lose your starting first baseman and biggest power hitter, Riley McCoy, after she took a shot off the bat of Taryn Kern. Likely is going to keep her out at least the rest of this game. And she may require further evaluation outside of Jane Sanders Stadium. We'll keep you posted on what we are hearing as Cox moves ahead in the count. 2 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, there's just a lot to that. And the hard part, again, to me, is the Ducks that are just such a high emotion team to me. Obviously a team that tries to maintain a balance of those emotions, but they operate on high positive emotion, that their mind's certainly trying to stay focused on what they have to do in this game to continue their season, to focus on what they have to. They're in, you know, they're down 4 runs early on in this game. There's a lot of game left, and part of their minds focused somewhere else right now.
Houston hits the inside corner. Cox sends it foul, and a full count. Updated score in College Station. Liberty leading Texas A&M in the bottom of the 6th inning by a score of 6-4. Inside, ball 4. Cox with the leadoff walk. And the second walk issued by Alyssa Houston.
Leadoff hitter on for the Ducks. Putting a little bit of speed on as well.
Reagan Legg checks in as Patman, the next Oregon hitter.
You know, that's kind of their recipe of what they do on the base path. Put a little bit of speed on when you get the leadoff runner on. The bottom of this lineup has been able to do some big things to get the top of the lineup back up to the plate. for Alyssa Houston. Not as sharp as we've seen her yesterday. Again, pounding the zone yesterday beautifully. Just throwing more balls. She can get ahead in the count better today. I think she can be really successful against these hitters. She's missing those corners. Missing too low in the zone as well.
Des Patman started her career at North Carolina A&T. Part of the 2022 Big South All-Freshman team before transferring to New Mexico State. 3 straight out of the zone from Houston to Des Patman.
And already an issued walk here this inning. This is in the struggle for Stanford. I feel like a broken record saying it, but you cannot put free passes on the base path with this speed, the havoc that the Ducks create. I'm sure you've got a 4-0 lead, but not the way this game and the last game has been played. You put runners on base for the Ducks, they're going to find a way to push them across.
Inside, ball 4. Back-to-back walks. And Oregon in business for Kaylin Jones. Jones was 2 for 4 in the first meeting between these two teams earlier. Freshman out of Denton, Texas. 321 average. Jay Berry was crashing in from third base. Canamides was walking towards home plate as well. Stanford infield is in. Jones to left field. And Chan was playing shallow enough to make the grab.
A good slapper defense there. Chan was playing exactly where she needed to. Like you said, shallow in that left field. Had she been playing a little bit deeper, this would have dropped in beautifully. But exactly what she needed to do. Runner's unable to advance.
Katie Flannery. Fly ball to left. Going back is Chan against the wall, and it's gone. And the Ducks are right back in it. The sophomore from Birmingham, Alabama, steps onto the big stage and delivers. And this Oregon team, Jenny, undefeated when hitting a home run this season. 40-0. Keep that in mind.
I mean, that's an eye-popping stat. Let's not forget the energy that brings back into the dugout for Oregon. And yeah, they might still be down a run. But they've got Kai Lushar up the top of this lineup, and you can feel that momentum that has just been brought back to their dugout.
11th home run of the season for Flannery. Kai Lushar flies out to center. And there's 2 away.
How about this 9-spot hitter, Katie Flannery? Sees this pitch low in the zone. Hits it in the sweet spot. Right down that left field line, and no doubt or 2 on. And you can see how important it was to plate those runs to get the Ducks back into this game, both from an energy standpoint and a run standpoint. 40-0 when they hit a home run. playing the odds on that. Good thing for the Ducks.
2 swings in this game have accounted for all 7 runs. One by Economos, the first baseman for Stanford. The other, Katie Flannery, the third baseman for the Ducks.
That is the third 3-run homer of the day for the Ducks. Boy and Luchar both had one in the first game against Stanford.
We've talked about how the wind has died down. The ball is jumping out of the Jane today.
A lot more innings for the ball to jump out of the Jane.
So you're telling me 4-3 probably won't be the final score of this one.
I'm telling you, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Full count to Kedri Luchar. I would tend to agree. And the payoff from Houston is fouled away. Now Stanford and Oregon met over 100 times, members of the Pac-12. We talked to both coaches this week. We asked Jessica Allister, do you miss coming up here to Eugene? We asked Missy Lombardi, do you miss playing Stanford? Never got a firm yes from either. These two programs know each other, and they know each other well. Different versions, different brands in 2025 compared when the Pac-12 ended last season. But renewing hostilities, rekindling old rivalries, not a bad thing, especially this postseason. Luchar to left, easy play for Chan. Retire the side. Katie Flannery goes yard again when her team needed her the most.
She does what she can to put her team back into this game. Just putting their team 1 run behind. The Ducks are back in it.
Well, if you're just tuning in, you have missed a lot. The top of the first inning, Joey Economos, the play that should have ended the frame. The drop by Cox. 2 pitches later, Economos with the bases loaded, a grand slam to make it 4-0 Stanford. An incredible sequence. Advantage Cardinal before the Ducks rallied just moments ago in a 3-run blast off the bat of Katie Flannery. It's been a wild weekend in Eugene. That continues. And a 1-run advantage. The visitors from Stanford, California. Top of the 3rd inning, Jenny Ritter, Roy Philpott. And it'll be River Mailer in the leadoff spot. 3, 4, and 5. You know, if you're going to make a run to Oklahoma City, you're going to need a couple of breaks. You're going to need to face adversity, stare it square in the face, and find a way. We talked this week with Stanford in particular about the last 2 seasons and what transpired. And there were lengthy discussions about early deficits in the postseason. Difficult situations as Mailer was hit by that pitch from Grind. And there is activity in that Oregon bullpen. Chambers has been trying to stay loose, but Stanford has almost embraced the idea. If you're going to make it to the Women's College World Series, there's going to be moments when you think that you may not, and yet you still have to find a way. And now Oregon face similar circumstances, facing elimination last night against Weber State, against Stanford earlier today, and a 4-0 deficit that honestly probably shouldn't have been there. And here they are. It's back to a one-run game. And now for Lindsey Grimes, she's got to find a way to find the zone. And both teams still trying to figure this thing out.
Yeah. I think in a lot of cases, the postseason, there's a whole lot of moments of feeling like it's not going to happen. And then a whole lot of moments of saying, oh, wait, it might. And then fighting through it. To your point, facing adversity is all of it. And I mean, how many of these teams throughout this region have their backs against the walls and still could come out and win it at the very end? I mean, the 1 seed, Texas A&M, that's battling, that, you know, is in the bottom of the 7th right now, 3 outs away and down by 1 run. You know, they're in a situation where you'd expect a 1 seed that arguably would be the favored team to win it because they're given the 1 seed. You know, they could turn around, score 2 runs, walk it off here, and turn around and win the national championship. You don't know. And I think that's the crazy thing about the teams that, you know, have a chance to go out and win it. That's what adversity is about. But the more you take the time to battle through it and fight, the more you're battle tested and the more you're prepared once you get to the World Series.
For the walk to Mailer, Berry into right field. And the first to reach for the Stanford Cardinal. Handful of Stanford fans made the trip up right behind the Stanford dugout, behind the first base line. And you mentioned that Texas A&M game. The #1 seed in this year's NCAA tournament in softball on the ropes. Game 7 trailing Liberty 6-5. Bases are empty and only 2 outs to work with, and the Flames are getting oh so close.
I mean, regardless of how that works out, what a battle between those 2 teams.
Much like what we've seen here between Oregon and Stanford. And the difference is Aggies are the #1 overall seed this year. Oregon the #16 seed nationally. As Chan fouls it towards the top of the netting. It's 1-2.
This is Elise Sokolsky getting warm. Definitely room in this pitching staff for Oregon to figure out how to make it work. We saw Sokolsky shut down the Stanford offense the last game. Question is, how much of that was because Stanford was deflated and how much of it was because Sokolsky was throwing well, making it work?
Jones races backwards into the outfield and makes the grab. For the record, it's never happened before. #1 seed, #1 overall seed has never failed to advance out of the regional round. Joey Economos.
If you're asking me on that, nobody did, but I'm going to say it anyway. Liberty was a tough draw for a 1 seed. They're a good team every year. And Dot Richardson sets them up to be a challenge no matter what.
She has an unwavering belief.
Unwavering. She believes she's going to win a national championship every year. I told you, I said, I don't know if it's crazy or motivating, but I love it. And, you know, someday, you don't know what's going to happen. She could go out and do it, and I don't know. I mean, she's an Olympic champion, and she got there because she has full belief in what she can do, and if she can motivate her team to do it, she recruits good athletes. And she's a mid-major program that competes with high-level SEC programs.
Seeing that on full display right now. Economos has a good take. Both of her hits this weekend have left the ballpark, including the grand slam in the first inning tonight. Here's another shot. Left field, going back, Luchar against the wall, and it's gone again. Joey Economos, a grand slam, and a 3-run home run. 7 RBIs for the freshman first baseman.
Joey Economos. My goodness, the extension. Kai Luchar, how close is she to catch this ball? Just does not get to it, but phenomenal effort for the attempt. But you cannot stop Joey Economos. The game face that she has, to me, is everything. The bat flip, 3 more ribbies. She puts her team 4 more runs ahead. This is the Joey Economos show today.
What a performance. The biggest stage of this season. A pitching change has been made. We'll tell you about the new Ducks hurler in the circle when we come back. Eugene, Oregon, Jane Sanders Stadium. And a quiet across the crowd after Joey Economos just hit her 2nd home run of this game. Grand slam and a 3-run bomb. That leads us to Stacy Chambers, the senior out of San Diego, back in the circle for the Oregon Ducks.
Stacy Chambers did face Stanford in yesterday's game. She was in for just 0.2 innings. 3 earned runs she gave up during that time, but looked to do a little bit of a middle relief type situation. Make your pitches move. A little bit up in the zone. A little bit different look. Try to buy some time before maybe somebody like Elise Sokolsky can come in. A good pitch there.
The momentum in this game has changed hands several different times. Say the same thing about this Eugene Regional. All the big plays that have been made by these 2 teams in particular. Sinicki bats it down and fires in time to retire Kaylin Cope.
Even when Sinicki does not field the ball cleanly, she still makes a great play. And I love that. She still puts herself in a position to make the out, to keep the ball in front of her. I'm a fan of her defense. No doubt about it.
Texas A&M down to its final strike against Liberty. Tying run in scoring position. Winner of the Bryan College Station Regional gets the winner, the Eugene Regional. Allie Clements, the batter. Fly ball to deep left field. And again against the wall. And it's out of the glove of Kedri Luchar. Kai was crashing down. They nearly collided on the warning track. And Kedri unable to haul it in cleanly. And that's going to put Clements at second base.
That's something you don't typically see, as both Luchar sisters not communicating there. It bounces out of the glove of Kedri Luchar. This is the call of the center fielder, Kedri Luchar. Center fielder always gets the decision. Call off the right or left fielder there.
Double by Clements. Kylie Chung, the hitter. Remember, Clements and Chung flip between 8 and 9, what we've seen in this Eugene Regional. And a final score from College Station. Are you sitting down? The Liberty Flames have done it. Liberty has eliminated the #1 overall seed Texas A&M on their home field and will advance to the Super Regionals for the first time in program history.
This is a wild mayhem.
Unbelievable. 1 and 2. Sinicki. And that time the ball escaped, and it was too far to recover. And the inning continues for Stanford. Chung at first base, and Clements now at third. E6.
And a rare error for Paige Sinicki. The Stanford offense hitting the ball hard off of Chambers. Sometimes just hitting the ball hard can result in errors eventually, or just allowing you to get on base.
Well, Jenny, for a moment you think about the ramifications of Liberty upsetting Texas A&M. If Oregon were to find a way to come back and win this game tonight, the Ducks would then host the Super Regionals next weekend. If Stanford wins this game, all options will be looked at. And you have to figure Liberty would be in position because Stanford is unable to host. Regional round, that was already decided, and the Cardinal would be unable to host in the Supers as well. And the Liberty Flames defeating Texas A&M 6-5 tonight.
That's a great point. And you know, it's interesting to see how that message kind of spreads like wildfire amongst these fans. Stakes are a little bit higher for the Ducks now. Chance for them to host again in the Jane here. More home games. This is a team that has talked about the importance, that feeling, being able to play in front of your own fan base.
Cut on and miss. Kern strikes out. Stanford with a 7-3 lead, and coming up, we'll touch base with Jessica Allister, the head coach of the Cardinal. What a wild ride this one has turned out to be, as Joey Economos, the freshman first baseman, has driven in 7 to pace Stanford. Back in Eugene, Oregon, Stanford leading Oregon by a score of 7-3 in a winner-take-all Game 7. The Eugene Regional. Jenny Ritter, Roy Philpott, joined by the head coach of the Cardinal, Jessica Allister. Coach, we'll start with Joey Economos. I don't know that we've seen anything like this. The grand slam, the 3-run home run. What an incredible performance. What have you seen?
Well, I think he just nailed it. She's off to a good start for sure.
Coach, definitely a good start. Your offense firing on all cylinders, getting on base. What was the message you gave to them in between these games to really reset?
Yeah, I think just that. I think we've been tough and we've been resilient all year, and this is nothing different. So the score resets to 0, and you know, we're playing a game to go to a super regional. So get after it, compete like crazy, and enjoy it.
Coach, appreciate the time. Best of luck rest of the way.
All right, thanks.
Shaw will lead things off for the Ducks. Alyssa Houston remains in the circle for the Cardinal. And for the record, we were given this information earlier today. Should both seeded teams in a super regional pod not advance to a super regional, the NCAA will then evaluate the hosting capabilities of the next highest seeded team in that super regional pod, who advances to decide, after speaking with that institution, on their availability to be able to host. Translation: Liberty upsetting Texas A&M, and Stanford leading here at Oregon. Decision will be made after this game concludes on exactly where that super regional will be played. And it becomes, sure, an in-depth conversation at that juncture between all the schools. Stanford not in a position to be able to host. As Shaw pops up, Economos at first base.
Good communication there from Economos to call Houston off. Houston going to that ball. Try to catch it. Always want to call your pitcher off. Economos taking charge defensively and offensively. It is wild, though. Stanford goes and wins here. They did not put a bid in to host. Building their field. They played on the football field. And so they do not have a chance to host, do not have a field to play on.
And spent the entire season at Stanford Stadium, the football venue. Guess who hit the first home run there?
Let me guess.
Economos. Mentioned that earlier this weekend. What a very cool distinction that would be. How about topping that with a grand slam and a 3-run homer? The first postseason regional. Danny Hayes, full speed ahead to retire Maake.
And that's why they put Danny Hayes in the defensive position. When Kaylin Koch gets on base, they put her in as a pinch runner and then leave her in on defense until Kaylin Koch gets back up to bat. She has the speed. She ran this one down, a beautiful diving play. An outstanding job in the field. Kaylin Koch will come up to bat, and they'll take Danny Hayes out, but great defensive play for the time being.
Inside to Sinicki. 7-3 ball game. The Ducks also without the services of their hard-hitting first baseman Riley McCoy, and we saw Shaw in her spot lead this inning off. McCoy left what appeared to be a direct shot that she took towards her head off the bat of Taryn Kern earlier in this game. Certainly hope that she's okay, and if we receive any additional information there, we will pass it along. Sinicki 0 for 1 tonight. Takes high for ball 3. Ball 4. Fourth walk issued by Alyssa Houston.
Paige Sinicki's done a really good job. Had a great eye at the plate all day long. But she's been earning her way on base. If you're going to issue a walk, if you're Alyssa Houston, the best time to do it is with 2 outs.
Is that your philosophy?
I hated walking people, but yes, if you're going to do it.
A get away from Clements, and Sinicki bolts down to second. And the Ducks with a runner in scoring position.
It's definitely not the next pitch after walking. Certainly want to attack the zone.
Is there anything in life that you despise more than the free pass?
like the intentional free pass. The home run. I just wasn't a fan of putting runners on base.
Ball 2 to Emma Cox. Now a conversation with Houston in the circle. It's been one of those weekends, despite some of the lopsided outcomes. All 4 of these teams that participated in the Eugene Regional never really get comfortable.
Oh, not even close. This has been, it's been wild, no doubt about it.
Oregon battling back after that run rule loss yesterday to Stanford, beating Weber State, and then toppling the Cardinal earlier today to force this Game 7. Cox to deep left. Emma Cox has left the building. Seven to 5. Here come the Ducks. Jenna, you know that feels good for her. After what transpired in the first inning, a little bit of redemption. And Oregon's not going anywhere.
Tell you what, with the crack of the bat, that was exactly my feeling. Oh, there goes that dropped foul ball that gave up the grand slam ultimately resulted in the grand slam. Emma Cox hits her own home run. Kind of answer back. This is going to be a game of home runs.
Every run scored tonight via the long ball. Oregon has 2 hits. Both are homers. One by Flannery and the other by Cox. Counting for all 5 Oregon runs. This to right center field. And Emily Jones calls for it as Kira Chan backs away at the last second. 7 to 5, 3 innings in here in Eugene, Game 7.
And Emma Cox loads and sends it. Beautiful extension. A no-doubter. You saw how excited she got on that. Let's go. The Ducks bringing it 2 runs closer.
Well, as we attempt to catch our breath for the umpteenth time today, Emily Jones bunts it foul. And a great job by Chambers. Allow that ball to roll into foul territory.
I'll tell you what, Stephanie Maaki, look at this ball. It looked like it was almost going to roll back fair for a second. Maaki picks it up as soon as it goes foul.
Chambers was directing traffic there. Now a conversation with his umpiring crew.
Oregon is challenging the ruling on the field of an interference batter.
Did the ball touch her out of the box? I believe there was contact.
Yeah, they're challenging the rule of interference. Was she in the way? Was there contact? She was in fair territory there. Know that I saw any contact there. If there was contact there and she's out of the box, she would be out.
that last shot, it appeared a bit ambiguous that maybe there was contact with the shin, but the earlier angle we had, I thought maybe it was off the upper body. Let's re-examine that moment one more time.
Take a look. Oh. From that angle, I think right where you saw maybe the potential contact would have been blocked.
And she's racing in the same trajectory and path as the ball right off the bat. Perhaps our best look here.
I don't know that I see anything there that would be able to overturn it.
That was the shot where it looked like off the lower part of the leg.
Yep.
Was there a brief ricochet?
I don't know that I see anything that's clear enough to determine the opposite. And sometimes, to me, if there's not something that's plain as day, you have to uphold the call on the field. You get 2 challenges a game. They have not been used. Missy Lombardi here in the top of the 4th, choosing to use one. If you think about it, you want to try to get an out here as these innings go on. The heart of this lineup has found a way to get on. River Mailer and Jay Berry both times have gotten on by either a hit by pitch or a hit and scored both times as well. Emily Jones has gotten out both times. So when you're really looking at what has happened throughout this part of the lineup, Jones getting out is kind of a necessary batter to get out of the game or get out of the inning.
There were multiple instances where the ball could have made contact. We mentioned the lower leg, the heel as well.
I mean, you'd have to look at that and see if the ball, does the ball change trajectory?
And that, at best, is a judgment call, is it not?
I think it's a judgment call. And I mean, again, on that point, if it's a judgment call, you could argue the direction of the spin of that ball changes. So if the spin of the ball is enough for an umpire's judgment to say, okay, the spin of the ball changed, that could be enough.
Well, an important note through all of that, and you mentioned it casually, Maake has checked in as the new first baseman.
Correct.
And in the very first batter, Maake at first base, play comes straight to her, and she has the wisdom to make sure that she can allow that ball to stay in fair territory, allowed it to roll into foul territory. And here we are at this lengthy review.
After review, the call is upheld. Foul ball.
I just think that there wasn't enough evidence to be able to change it. I think if they called her out of the box and Stanford reviewed that, they'd have to uphold that. I don't think there was enough to be able to overturn it in either way.
Nothing and 2.
And with Stephanie Maake at first base, obviously trying to fill Riley McCoy's position there. Was covered by Remington Hewitt up until that point. Ayanna Shaw now in Hewitt's position.
Fly ball to center. Kedri Lushar is there.
And Shaw is in right field.
Seven to 5, 1 away in the top of the 4th inning. Every run scored tonight has come via the long ball. All 7 Stanford runs courtesy of first baseman Joey Economos. Grand slam in the first inning and a 3-run home run in the third. And all of a sudden the Ducks with new life and a little momentum. Another fantastic play with Mailer trying to reach first on the bunt.
This is a good idea for the bunt. I thought the corners were playing back a little bit. You've got a new first baseman in Maike. So you try to get that bunt down, surprise her, maybe a little bit, somebody newer. The bunt doesn't go far enough down first base line. Good throw, too. Chambers has got a couple quick outs.
How about Emma Cox, who made that play?
Yep.
Who just delivered the 2-run homer when it felt like Stanford had recaptured all the momentum in the world. Maike, 3 unassisted. A lengthy 1-2-3 frame, and the Ducks with momentum, and we will talk. Game 7 back at the Eugene Regional. Stanford a 7-5 lead. Jenny Ritter, Roy Philpott, bottom of the 4th inning, joined by the head coach. The Oregon Ducks, year 7 for Missy Lombardi. Coach, a lot of drama tonight. What are you feeling down there?
I just love it. These guys are fighting every pitch, every inning. I love it.
Coach, I just got to ask you, we've heard it from you before, but in this moment when your backs are against the wall, what makes this team tick?
They play for each other. They play for each other. They play free, and they're not done yet. So just got to keep chipping away.
Coach, appreciate the time. Best of luck rest of the way. It has been dramatic.
I feel like I don't have a watch on that's checking my blood pressure and my heart rate, but I feel like it's going up and down and up and down every moment. Couldn't imagine if you're a diehard fan of one of these two teams and not neutral in this game. It feels like there's so much about it. You must be exhausted by the time you finish.
Houston in the circle. Kaylin Jones will lead things off for the Oregon Ducks. 0 for 1 tonight, batting 8th once again for Missy Lombardi. Denton, Texas native. Ball and a strike to count. Winner of this game tonight faces Liberty. Chance to go to the Women's College World Series Super Regional round as the Supers get underway beginning Thursday. And if you're just tuning in, yes indeed, the Liberty Flames won the Bryan College Station Regional in dramatic fashion as Jones strikes out.
Just the first strikeout for Alyssa Houston. But as you're getting here in the later parts of this game, the necessity of being able to get a few strikeouts here. This is a changeup. You can see how off timing Kaylin Jones was on that. Trying to time it after she identified it. Too far out of the box at that point.
Mentally, as many games as these two teams have now played, and in the case of Oregon, go back to the 2 games yesterday, 2 now today, the last 3 all being elimination contests. I have to think there's a little bit of mental fatigue involved. Trying to stay as sharp as possible. Flannery delivers again, her 2nd hit of the night.
I mean, for a lot of reasons, too. I mean, you've got an Oregon side, and I would say even a little bit on the Stanford side. You've got a player that got hurt. There's mental fatigue on that as much as there is the mental fatigue of just trying to stay in this game and the ups and downs of what's happened, the change of scores, the amount of times the energy has shifted from one side to the other. We talked about it earlier, but even the games where the score has been lopsided, it's felt like the teams were in it. It hasn't felt lopsided. And the adrenaline is that high always. And that's going to tire you out.
Luis Crescio, the pinch runner. And we're back to the top of the order. And all of a sudden, this game starts to take on that same feel where Kai and Kedri Lashai were up to bat in big moments, more innings than not. Slap foul.
And so far, Stanford has won against them. Kedri Lashar has gotten on once via the walk, but other than that, neither of them have been on base.
Foul back towards Clements. 1-2. C.J. Berry as close as she was to home plate.
And as soon as you see Kai Lashar square like that, you better be crashing and be right up on her. Because if she gets that bunt on, you've got to pick it up and throw it. You bobble it, and you saw.
Against Lashar, you almost have to throw it before you pick it up to have enough time. Line sharply, that was on top of the dirt. And Lashar ruled out. They're thinking maybe they're able to double off Crescio. And did they? Cardinal think they did. I thought the ball was off the top of the dirt. Crescio was standing right beside first base. And Missy Lamarty wants to know a little bit about what transpired there. We do as well.
Well, there's certainly some confusion. And the question is whether or not the ball hit the ground. The umpires getting together to discuss it. I think the call was that the ball did not hit the ground.
From our vantage point, it appeared as if it did.
Right.
We called it in that manner. It's another play by Mailer at shortstop for Stanford. She has been tested in so many different ways throughout this weekend.
Oregon is challenging the ruling on the field of a catch.
So the rule on the field was that it was a catch. In which case, when it's a catch, you can double off, which is what Stanford did there. Finish the play. Mailer does pick up the throw and make the throw to first base. And again, they make that throw. I mean, here's the thing though, if that was grounded, if that was a ground ball, and this is the interesting call, if that was a ground ball, there's an out right there. But she doesn't tag her until she's on first base. So if that's a ground ball, they did end up, if you follow through all the way through that play, they did end up tagging Crescio at first base. Either way. So if it was a catch, they tagged the bag. So if you follow this play all the way through.
Well, Mailer clearly thinks she caught it because she fired it to first base to begin with.
So say that was a double off. If that's a catch, they tag the bag. If it's not a catch, they threw it to first base or to second base. You have to tag the runner because you tagged first base if that was a ground ball. But she's on first, but then you tag her there anyway. So either way, I mean, no pun intended, but they covered all their bases. I mean, I don't know how you rule that if you're an umpire. I guess at that point, as you follow through the play, the ruling on the field, whether it was a catch or a ground ball, they followed through with both.
Well, the original ruling that this was a catch really matters because
there was no, I didn't see it hit the ground at all there.
there's nothing we've seen to overturn what our original thought was, that it did hit the ground. So in this circumstance, let's assume that she caught it cleanly, because we cannot prove otherwise. You're still looking at a double play.
Right. I think it's a double play. I think they're going to have to uphold it.
And it falls in line with all of the wackiness of this entire Eugene Regional.
I agree.
Why not? 7-5 ball game. And the original call, the ruling on the field, was that Mailer snagged the line drive in the air. And her initial thought to throw it to first to try to double off Crescio would seemingly verify that. Otherwise, she would have thrown it towards second to try to get the lead runner there.
You think so, because it was a hard enough hit that you could have gotten the lead runner and gone for a double play. So if you think about the reaction of the athlete in the decision making of River Mailer, you're right. She would have gone for the double play.
Let's hear from Brandon Blum, who stroll out in front of the circle and let us know.
Ruling on the field has been upheld. It was a catch and a double play with the runner at first base.
And the inning comes to a close. River Mailer involved in so many big defensive plays this weekend. That continues. As the sun begins to set in the Great Northwest. Incredible performance by the freshman first baseman Joey Economos, due to bat second in this inning. Grand slam in the first inning. Cardinal went up 4-0. And then 2 frames later, the 3-run blast, also to left field. Joey Economos has accounted for all 7 runs scored by Stanford in this winner-take-all Game 7 on the road in Eugene. Currently in the on-deck circle as Kira Chan waits the first pitch from Chambers.
I mean, if you're being real about it, and you know how much I hate intentional walks, can you really throw to Joey Economos if she gets up to bat?
I don't see how you could.
I don't see how you could either. I mean, new pitcher in the circle with Chambers, but at this point you have to respect her bat when she's got every single RBI in the game. That said, Chambers has been solid since she's been in.
Two balls and a strike. Redshirt senior season for Stacy Chambers. Transferred in from Cal State Fullerton. Quite familiar with this Stanford program. Their postseason encounter last year. And perhaps part of that confidence, reason why she has performed well so far tonight. Chambers with 1 strikeout thus far. Serve to Sinicki off the bounce. 1 away. Joey Economos getting set to climb in the batter's box. A grand slam, a 3-run homer. And a 2-run lead for the Stanford Cardinal.
Lindsey Grind gave up both of those home runs. So Economos now facing a different pitcher in Chambers. A very different look. And how about Economos with that .508 on base percentage? It's a freshman.
On the outside edge, a ball and a strike.
You gotta love the competitiveness. Duck's not afraid to go and attack Economos.
Chambers comes home again, this time in the dirt.
I mean, you could argue that the chances of her hitting another home run are probably not. I mean, it doesn't happen often that you hit 3 in a game. But when you're feeling it, you're feeling it. This is a different look, though. Chambers does throw differently east-west, and she's a lefty. Different speed. That was a great pitch. Had Economos thinking about it. And now you got her kind of questioning what pitches are coming in. It's a good spot to be if you're Chambers.
Full count.
Yep, absolutely. If you got her checking her swing on the pitch before it, you work the ladder and push it a little bit further out. Again, did not get her to chase it on that one, but smart pitch sequence there.
Crowd wants the strikeout. They won't get it. Off the bounce, Flannery. And the first time tonight, Economos hasn't left the ballpark. 2 away. Stacey Chambers, a breath of fresh air in the circle for the Oregon Ducks tonight. Different look, leaning on that experience, understanding the importance of this moment, and trying to continue her good work against Kaylin Koch. Uppercut swing comes up empty.
Chambers' curveball tonight as a lefty has been great. Good break. Look how many strikes she's thrown. 22 to 8 balls. When you talk about command, pounding the zone, attacking the zone as a pitcher, something we have not seen very much today in either of these games from any pitchers. It's a pitcher that has really attacked the strike zone. Chambers is doing it.
Lifted to left. Luchar is there. And Chambers tosses a 1-2-3 top of the 5th. Part of the order coming up for the Ducks, trailing Stanford 7-5. 7-5 here at Jane Sanders Stadium. Ginny Ritter, Roy Philpott, Alyssa Houston in the circle for the Cardinal. Kedri Luchar will lead things off as Houston fires low and away for ball 1. Winner of this game gets Liberty in the Super Regionals next weekend. After the Flames upset Texas A&M, #1 seed in the land. And Jenny, my question for you, how much gas does Alyssa Houston have left in the tank at this point?
Well, I'm not sure she has a choice. She's going to have enough gas to get through this game, Roy. Postaico should have a little bit, to me, to maybe finish the 7th inning, maybe to get a couple outs, but the best pitcher, or the pitcher that has done the best, I guess I should say, against Oregon has been Alyssa Houston. And I think she's got to work to finish this game. She's got to dig deep. That's really the reality of it. But to your point, like I feel like she's losing a little bit of the gas. Her speed's slowing down just a little bit. She is getting ahead a little bit better than she did earlier in the game, though.
Second in the ACC in strikeouts this season, Alyssa Houston. Luchar right on top of it, fouls it straight back.
You know, ultimately, if you're looking at it from Stanford's perspective, you're at the top of this lineup. You've gotten past Kai Luchar. Kedry Luchar, you've got to face one more time. You got to get 9 outs.
And Luchar, swing and a miss. The ball gets away from Clements. And the Ducks get the leadoff batter aboard. Somehow, some way.
What a heartbreaker for Stanford. You get Kedry Luchar. That is a huge win for you. And this one's in the dirt. He gets away from Clemens, too far away. And with the speed of Luchar, no way to make that throw.
I believe that
leadoff runner on.
It's the only play we haven't seen this weekend until now.
That is correct.
You've got freshman first baseman with 7 RBIs. Crazy swings and momentum. On a Shaw, the hitter.
Speaking of momentum, though, I mean, if you're the Ducks, that's the momentum you need. You got to make that hurt.
Kedry Luchar takes off, throw to second, and it comes in late. Now, what a season it has been. The younger Luchar sister, now 27 in the stolen base department. And perhaps a challenge coming our way.
Stanford is challenging the runner leaving early at first. Under review.
Ducks are out of challenges. Been turned away twice. Now we'll have a look to see if the timing is where it should be.
The call was safe, or the call was that she didn't leave early, of course. Ooh. Obviously, the goal is to leave immediately as that ball leaves the hand. You can see the release. Her foot's still on second base to me. I think that was just perfectly timed by Kedry Luchar.
Certainly not enough there to change the call in the original ruling that she left on time and, of course, was safe at second.
I think you can see the ball out of the hand there, and that toe potentially, that's a good spot right there. Still on that bag. Beautifully on time. I don't think you can get more perfect than that.
You have marveled at the base running of these Oregon Ducks this weekend and the timing of both Kai and Kedry Luchar leaving first base, because this is not the first time that this has been challenged.
Right. Well, when you have speed like they have, and it looks like they're getting such a great jump, it almost looks like they're leaving early.
It does.
So when it's live motion, you have to test it. You have challenges to do it, so you might as well try it out. Especially when you now have a leadoff runner in scoring position. You got to try it, but to me, I feel like you're not going to see this overturned.
The call on the field of leaving early is, check that. The call is being upheld. The runner did not leave early.
Brandon, we feel you, buddy. 7 games in. You got it right. And we proceed on. Brandon Blum with the call.
We were with him.
The entire duration. And these Oregon Ducks, there is no quit in this program tonight and this weekend. Backs against the wall, and let's do it again. Ayanna Shaw, the runner in scoring position. Slap out of the glove of Houston into left field. They'll wave the runner around, and now she's caught between third and home. And Kedry Luchar retreated back to the bag quickly. Hayes came up with it in left field, and that was going to spell disaster at home plate had she continued on.
And this is another ball hit towards the pitcher in this game that has ricocheted off the pitcher's glove. A great throw home to hold up from Kedry Lushar. But how about the energy? And Stephanie Maaki comes up to the plate. First and third situation, you got speed on the corners. A lot can happen here for the Ducks.
Maake tonight 0 for 2. And let me tell you, if she gets on base, the roof on top of this press box may just go straight up in the air.
Houston attacking the zone. It's your moment to trust your stuff in the circle, but Maake 400 with runners in scoring position.
Big cut. And against the netting.
Clemens couldn't find that ball behind the plate first. Slow to react to it. It's hard when you're behind that plate to see sometimes which direction that hits foul.
One swing of the bat could change 2 seasons for these respective teams. Straight up in the air, Clemens makes the catch. I'm not sure how she found the ball in the spin and the turn, and yet she did.
So what's wild about that is the foul ball before that would have been easier to pick up. This one was a harder foul ball to find. She finds it and gloves it. My goodness, Allie Clemens gets it out. How big is that to get Stephanie Maaki out? The power that she has. Holy smokes. That was a big out, but only the first out. And this had huge backspin to it. This is caught over the shoulder, literally holding the glove out, going towards the screen there, the netting.
Jenny, she knew that wall was coming, and to have the guts to stick with it, knowing the contact is on the way, and it's probably not going to be friendly, even with the cushion and the netting. And Clemens pulled it off.
She had me jumping out of my seat.
Let's see if Stanford is thinking about a change. We're going to take a look at Alyssa Houston and a conversation outside of the circle.
That's a trainer taking a look at her finger. Pitchers, when they throw a lot of pitches off the seams, can get blisters on the finger.
That was before the first pitch, and you can see her.
Ooh, that's
the right
trouble.
hand.
Your pitcher gets a blister on your finger in a
How is
spot
that
where you're
treated
trying
during
to,
the game?
yeah, if you're trying to spin the ball off that spot on your finger and you can't spin the ball, you lose your movement and your speed immediately. So if you had a blister on that finger and it pops, sorry if that's gross.
It is
It
not.
happens. You lose control. You lose control, you lose spin, you lose speed.
Well, we certainly
You can see
understand
it.
how big this moment is. Houston has been the heart and soul of this staff in these 2 games against Oregon.
You almost feel like you're losing confidence. You can see, is that affecting confidence? All of those things.
And this crowd well aware of what just transpired.
You're an Oregon Duck in a home field with a home crowd. Absolutely. This is your chance to go and get loud. You got Paige Sinicki up. She has found a way to get on base in more ways than one.
1-0 pitch in the dirt, and it gets away from Clements. Luchar racing home.
That's obstruction.
It's 7-6.
There was no runner's lane for Kedry Luchar. To go, that was a good call by home plate umpire Matt Jacks. He was all over it.
It was a quick call.
Take a look at this. Luchar would have been out, but you can see how Jade Berry, she went to cover. There was no room. She was blocking the plate all the way. You have to give room. A runner's lane, the side of the plate to cover. You see Berry, no room. You can see the left arm up immediately from Matt Jacks. Luchar up, scores automatically, 1 run closer. Berry should have positioned herself on the inside part of the plate there. Given room for Kedry Luchar to slide. You can see some injury.
Challenging the call on the field of obstruction at home plate.
And Jessica Allister came out of the Stanford dugout and wanted to understand. She said she did not hear or see what the call was at home. And Kedry Luchar appeared to be a little banged up on that previous sequence, rounding third base, coming home before returning back to the bag. And that was before what appeared to be the blister on Houston's throwing hand. With all that being said, the interference call, it came out right away, and you were on top of it. And it seems to be clear cut.
It does, and I think if you're Jessica Allister, you want to maybe ask the umpires or challenge this to say, hey, take a look at it just to make sure that it does check out. That's a run that does matter. The score is close. But I don't see anything. I mean, the only thing you could argue is that the throw would have brought her across the plate, but I don't see that either. I mean, I think this was the correct call.
For those wondering at home, where could Berry have been positioned so that the obstruction would not have been called?
She would have had to set up the flat side of the plate is where you call the runner's lane. You see where she kind of starts to set up in the inside part of that plate, but then that left leg kind of crosses over the outside part and kind of straddles the plate. And that's where I think the obstruction was called.
As it stands now, 7-6 with a tying run in scoring position. And just 1 out in the home half of the 5th inning. We've had several lengthy stoppages due to challenges, injuries, and about everything else you can imagine in this Game 7 winner-take-all matchup between the Ducks and the Cardinal.
You can see it here. If the question would be, did she block in the runner's lane? Does she have the ball? She can block, but she has to have the ball first. You have to have the ball first before you block. I don't know, it looked to me. It's close. I kind of feel like she was standing there.
Here comes the call.
Kind of a bang-bang play.
After further review, the call on the field is upheld. We have obstruction. Both teams are now out of challenges.
Stanford's out of challenges. Oregon out of challenges. 7-6.
Wow.
And it's Sinicki that remains the hitter for Oregon. Shaw at second base, representing the tying run. And this crowd feeding on the energy of every single pitch.
You know, we talked about it. We said right before this inning, we don't know what's going to happen, but we feel like it's just not going to stay this way. Something's going to happen, and maybe all of the above, but we felt like offensively something might happen for Stanford, something might happen for Oregon, but maybe all of it will happen. Who knows?
The answer is yes. Sinicki walked. Runners at first and second. And here's Emma Cox.
Paige Sinicki all day long has found a way to get on base.
Cox hit her 7th home run, her last time up.
And this crowd, to me, is starting to be a factor in this game. I think you have to do this. It is clear to me that Alyssa Houston, that blister on her finger might. The speed has gone down, the movement's gone down. You've now issued a walk. I think you got to make a change.
Zoe Pristaico with the season on the line. Now in the circle for the Cardinal. What a game. What a weekend this has been. And we're nowhere close to being finished.
I know, we're only in the bottom of the 5th. That's amazing to me because you're talking about a pitching staff that is slim, right? You've only have 3 pitchers on the Stanford pitching staff. You knew it was going to come down to, did they have enough depth to get through it? Alyssa Houston has been great against this Oregon team. The question was, how long was she going to be able to go? Could she make it the full 7 innings? We know now that she wasn't going to make it the full 7. It's coming down to Pristaico. She's got to find a way to finish here. Kylie Chung has not been successful against the Oregon Ducks. So it is down to Pristaico here in the circle.
Think about the day Emma Cox has endured. You go back to the first inning on a play that should have ended the frame. The drop foul ball right beside home plate. Canamides hits a grand slam 2 pitches later. And then Cox on the redemption tour puts the Ducks back in it. Her defense has been solid since the first inning. And now back up to bat with 2 Ducks on the pond. And the first pitch, Pristaico settles in low for ball 1.
And the Ducks, to me, it's just how bad do you want it? This is a team that has been resilient all year. They've set their intentions, their goals. They've gone back to them year after year. Excuse me, game after game. They've not veered away from it. And you can feel it in this game that they're kind of reminding themselves of it. This is what we want. This is what it takes to get there. They're going through that adversity every pitch, every inning, and they're staying in the fight.
Ground ball, could be 2. Mailer, and she does it! What a moment for the Cardinal. River Mailer delivers in the clutch again.
River Mailer, she has been great defensively, tagging it on her own and getting out for 2.
Sanders Stadium. Ginny Ritter, Roy Philpott. Deep in the woods, Eugene Regional. And emotions running high in a 1-run affair in the top of the 6th inning as this stadium comes back to life. The great traditions in all of sports. Clements, the batter. Stacey Chambers remains in the circle. What other twists and turns will this game take?
I had none of this on my bingo card.
We brought a couple of different bingo cards with us this weekend. They've all been eliminated at this juncture, and Clements turns on that one too quickly. Everybody appears to be okay.
I mean, a smile from Jessica Allister, but she's wearing that one. A little bit of a laugh from Missy Lombardi.
Clements with 2 home runs this weekend. Moved up a spot in the batting order for Coach Allister. This game 7 tonight. And a deep breath before Chambers comes home again. 5 hits this weekend for Allie. On the outside edge.
Chambers pitches. She's a placement pitcher. Yesterday, her pitch is not placed as well. Today they are. That's kind of how Chambers works. When she's on, she's on. Today she's on.
Ground ball, Sinicki, backhands, off the back foot. Yes!
I need a defensive highlight reel just for Paige Sinicki. This backhand. Stop it. Rewind, replay, rewind, replay, rewind, replay. She's so good. And makes it look so easy. One of the best right there.
Starting her 188th consecutive game at shortstop, and it shows. Cameron Carmouche now the pinch hitter for Kylie Chung. Senior batting 167. Jenny, it starts to get late tonight. A 1-run game, and you start to think about, well, the winner, of course, gets Liberty next week in the Supers. The loser, their season comes to an end, and for the seniors, the last game played in a college uniform, and you know how emotional that can be.
A high-stakes game like this with high adrenaline, too, brings the emotions even bigger.
Stacey Chambers, 3 innings. Strikeout has only given up the 1 double. That coming to Clements.
Control. 28 strikes to 13 balls. Great breakdown, great control.
And the fist pump after the strikeout. Her second of the game.
Stacey Chambers, ultimate control with her pitches in the zone. This was well into the strike zone, and Carmouche just swings through. Love the energy, love the fist pump. And this, the unlikely hero there in the circle. Not expected to see Chambers handling this kind of lineup at the plate, and she does. And ultimately, if you think about it, probably not the pitcher that Stanford prepped for today. Smart decision from Missy Lombardi to put her in relief.
Shift in play. Back to the top of the order for Taryn Kern. 0-2. And Chambers has entered the zone in the circle. What a performance by her.
And this will be the second time that Taryn Kern has seen Chambers. So this is her chance to make the adjustments and necessary. This game too close, just a one-run lead.
Kern stays alive.
The movement on that lefty curveball right now. I'm loving it. It's a great cut, it's late break, it's right on that corner, and it's low in the zone.
Popped up behind second. To the bottom of the sixth we go, 7-6. Stanford still out in front. Ducks coming up to bat. 2025 Women's College World Series underway beginning May 29th. We've got a long road to get there, and it continues tonight in Eugene. 7-6. Stanford leading Oregon. This winner take all game 7, meeting number 104. Go back to the mid-'80s, the first time these two old Pac-12 rivals, then the Pac-8, collided. I say that with a question mark because, well, it's been a minute since that year. Patman will lead things off for the Ducks. Fly ball down the right field line. This one is off the wall and fair. Patman digs for third. Here she comes, and the throw. Not in time.
Des Patman has been the game changer to me in so many ways. This ball looked like it could have trailed foul, but it continued to go deeper and stay fair. And Patman continued to travel around the bases all the way to third base. Look at the energy in the dugout. They're loving it. This crowd is here for it. No outs. A runner, the tying runner, 60 feet from home.
The second triple of the season for Patman. Bracy Rosa, the pinch hitter, the sophomore from Hawaii.
Took a slapper out to put in somebody with a little more power. Also somebody that could potentially drop a squeeze. So now you've got somebody with a few more tools in their toolbox. A pop fly into the outfield. Can score on a sac fly, but you still have that squeeze play option.
Popped up, foul territory. Economos unable to make the catch. Right in front of the Stanford dugout.
Wild.
My goodness.
You know, these moments have to happen. We saw it happen on the Oregon side too, right? And we saw how it affected with Economos hitting the grand slam with the new life. So what can Brazy Rosa do with the new life here?
The 0-2 fouled away. You could see 100 games in a row and never see one of the drops that we've seen this evening, and there have been two just like what we witnessed. What can Rosa do? And the pressure's been building. I mean, we have felt it really since the second inning. Flannery hit the 3-run homer, put Oregon right back in it. And it's been back and forth ever since. Infield is in, cut on and miss, and the strikeout. Pristaico battles back.
And a deep breath from Pristaico. What a response. You could feel Brazy Rosa. She was taking big cuts, looking just to lift something. That was a rise ball up in the zone. Does not connect. That was a huge strikeout.
Here's Katie Flannery, batting ninth. Plenty of pop in the bat. 2 for 2 tonight on the outside edge. 0-1. Stanford infield remains in. The tying run 60 feet away.
One of those hits that long ball. Long ball here would put the Ducks ahead in this game. Late in the game.
Flannery, one of the top high school players throughout her prep career. Signing with the Oregon Ducks. 1-2.
Great pitch, curveball. Curving in on the hands. You said the pressure's been building. I feel like the pressure started high and has been going higher.
Pristaico swung on and missed, and Flannery strikes out. The leadoff triple remains at third, and there are 2 away.
And in only the way this game could go. You come through big with 2 Ks, the freshman Pristaico. But who's up to bat?
The senior Kyla Shar. With plenty of confidence to boot, inside for ball 1.
She has not gotten a hit today.
Stanford jumped out to a 4-0 lead on a grand slam by the freshman first baseman, Joey Economos, and has not looked back. Oregon has battled back. It's a 1-run game, right back in front of the circle. Sliding in safely is Patman, inward tied. Oh, the speed of Lashar pays dividends again, and the senior comes through.
There's absolutely nothing you could have done with that hit from Kyla Shar. That might have well been a squeeze with 2 outs. Phenomenal hit here, perfectly placed. A slow roller going on the hit was Patman. The speed from Kyla Shar, too good.
And right off of Kedri Lushar, she'll hobble down to first base, and now the go-ahead run in scoring position.
Not just the go-ahead run, Roy. The best speed, to me, gets the best jump from second base.
And that one went right off the right ankle. And I believe that ankle had been banged up previously earlier tonight.
Yeah.
Remember, Kedri Lushar struck out her last plate appearance, but reached first base on a wild pitch and then came around to score on another wild pitch to make it a one-run game. And how fitting is it? The Luchar sisters at first and second in a tie game of their senior seasons, with the season on the line. In that moment, striking out, the ball got away from Clements. Luchar racing down to first and then scoring moments later on another wild pitch. The obstruction call was signaled, and that made it 7-6.
The Luchar sisters have been such an impact through so much of this game. Stanford has been solid at figuring out how to keep them at bay. And right now, they're the batters on base, the runners on base that will find a way to run through a wall to get home right now.
Ayanna Shaw in right field, batting third after Riley McCoy went out with an injury. Mailer delivers the goods to retire the side, but the Ducks tied up at 7. Here in Game 7 of the Eugene Regional, Stanford coming up to bat in the top of the 7th after this. Here in the Eugene Regional, tied at 7 in the top of the 7th of Game 7. Joey Economos with all 7 RBIs for the Stanford Cardinal, the freshman first baseman. And wouldn't you know it, the Shar sisters coming to life in this rally by the Ducks, who have not led in this game, but remain firmly in it thanks to Stacey Chambers. 2, 3, and 4. Jones, Mailer, and Jade Berry due up first for the Cardinal. What else does this game have for us?
I mean, what hasn't it had? This has been wild. I think you got to give credit where credit's due. The Ducks have found a way to limit a crazy good Stanford offense, aside from Joey Economos, who has found a way to score all the runs. And they've had the slow burn today. Pushed runs across to tie the game up here. Leave it all on the field here in the 7th inning.
15 of the 16 tickets to be punched to the Super Regionals have officially gone final. Ole Miss defeating Arizona in Tucson. And another national seed has fallen. Will there be one more this evening in Eugene? Winner of this game will join the other 15 programs set for the Super Regionals. Big surprise. #1 overall seed Texas A&M is out. LSU is out. Arizona and Duke are out. And for the first time ever, a #1 seed does not advance out of the regional round in the Texas A&M Aggies. Jones sends this one towards the gap. Running is Shaw, and a leaping grab against the wall. Every fan in this stadium held their breath until Shaw came down with it.
And this was a great swing, good connection here by Jones. It was traveling. Shaw takes a leap at it. The excitement that she gets, you can feel the energy of the Ducks every out they make.
River Mailer. Talked a lot about what she's been able to do at shortstop between her and Sinecki for Oregon deep in the 6 hole. They've both been incredible in different ways this weekend here in Eugene.
This is a part of the lineup. Mailer and Berry faced Chambers, they did not get on, but prior to that, they found a way to get on base. This is the heart of the lineup. If you're Stanford, you've got to be able to lean on them. Really, at this point for Stanford, looking to someone, they're not usually in a situation where they see their lineup quiet.
A 4-pitch walk. The go-ahead run trots down to first base in a tie game.
And this is where you have to take advantage. If you're Stanford, you've got to get fired up. You've got to celebrate the walk, the runner on the base path. Take advantage of it. Tie ball game, you've got to find a way to push one across.
Cardinal led early, 4-0 after one. Then 7-3. Headed to the bottom of the third. And Elise Sokolski, love one more chance to get back in the circle. She's staying loose in the Oregon bullpen. And the Cardinal now with their first base runner since back in the third inning. That's the kind of job Chambers has done tonight.
Well, and it matters because I think in a lot of cases you hope on this staff to get a couple innings from Chambers. You've gotten well beyond that. It's allowed Sokolski to kind of be waiting in the wings. Roy, if this game goes into extra innings, if they scratch here in the 7th, you're talking about depth in pitching for Oregon. I don't think you can put Kylie Chung in. She has not been successful against Oregon. So now you're talking about a pitching staff that has put everything on the line for Prostaico. Houston, you don't know. Wild card with the blister on her hand. Can she even go back in? So you're with Prostaico for the remainder of this game.
Barry stays alive.
2 changeups to Barry. Barely got a piece of that one. How far out in front of that she was. Barely a piece of it.
Sophomore from Queen Creek, Arizona. Waiting the 1-2 from Chambers. Up and away. Third meeting between these two teams in this regional. 14-1 Stanford yesterday, 15-5 Oregon today. And now tied up at 7 here in game 7. Serve to right field and it lands in front of Shaw. And a go-ahead run in scoring position. Great piece of hitting by Jade Berry.
That was a battle by Jade Berry. Feel that Chambers kind of had the upper hand in that entire at-bat. Jade Berry battled off the changeups until she saw a pitch in the zone that she drove just over the head of Kaylin Jones into the outfield. Good throw by Ayana Shaw to second base. Try to get River Mailer, who kind of held up just to make sure that ball dropped.
Chan, the batter. Joey Canamides in the on-deck circle. Freshman first baseman has accounted for all 7 runs tonight for Stanford. Grand slam and a 3-run homer. Chan swung at one in the dirt. And she continues to look down towards her head coach, Jessica Allister.
You got to think about this question with Economos up. Although Chambers did get Economos their last at bat, Chan finds a way on base. Do you put Sokolski in? Is this the time for the pitching change?
Off speed, heart of the plate, 2-2. Over to second, fielded cleanly. They'll get the force there, and that's it. Now Jones had a quick decision to make for out number 2, and now runners at the corners. Naylor able to make it to third base. Barry out at second. And now Kira Chan standing at first. And Missy Lombardi meeting with home plate umpire Matt Jacks. And the call down to the bullpen. Coach Lombardi looking that direction. Elise Sokolsky will get the nod. But for Stacey Chambers, 4 1/3 innings, gave up just 2 hits. What a performance.
Heck of a job. Heck of a job by Stacey Chambers. She gave her team a chance to win. That's all you can do in the circle. She was absolutely outstanding.
Well, if you're just tuning in, the last ticket to the Super set to be punched. This is how we got here. Go back all the way to the first inning. Joey Economos, the batter, and a grand slam after a foul ball was dropped just 2 pitches prior. Katie Flannery responded the next inning with a 3-run bomb of her own. Economos happened again, this time a 3-run jack. And then Emma Cox made it 7-5 as the Ducks continued to battle back. A wild pitch brought home Kedri Lejar. That made it 7-6. And then 1 inning later, after the triple by Des Patman, Kai Lejar, the senior, making more magic occur for the Oregon Ducks. Right in front of the circle, bringing home the tying run.
And Kai Lejar coming through big with that hit. First time she got on base. And not to mention, too, that Stacey Chambers found a way to not allow Stanford to score in the 6th inning, which is their most productive inning and has been all year long. And that matters when defense can come through to allow your offense to plate some runs. I mean, that's huge. That's why Oregon is where they are, why they've evened the score of this game.
Sokolsky back in the circle. Remember, too, starting first baseman Riley McCoy left after taking a shot off of her face early in this one. Then Alyssa Houston with a blister on her right hand, her throwing hand, also had to exit. And here is Economos.
Sokolsky has a great changeup. It's what has kind of controlled the Cardinal in the first game. There it is right there. And you see how it kind of owned them a little bit just on that swing from Economos. You have to make the adjustments on that. Remember what it was in the first game. You've got to make quick adjustments here. You don't have a lot of time. Runners on. Ooh, that pitch was good. It's low in the zone, but to me it hit the bottom of that strike zone.
Go-ahead run 60 feet away in the form of River Mailer. Lindsey Grine also begins to get loose in the Oregon bullpen. Economos able to check her swing. 2 balls and a strike.
Plane has to cross the barrier. She does hold it back there. Good call by the first base umpire, Brandon Blum.
Time is called. Chambers offered a different look for Joey Economos. Sokolsky trying to do the same thing. Chop to third. Only play will be at first base to retire the side. And Katie Flannery on point once again. Tied at 7. The Ducks will try to walk it off with 4, 5, and 6. 2 up first. 15 teams have punched their ticket to the Super Regional round beginning Thursday. The first 10 you see, a heavy SEC influence. The team you do not see, the Texas A&M Aggies, after Liberty pulled off the unthinkable earlier today in Bryan, College Station in that regional. One more ticket to be punched. And it will come from Eugene, Oregon. Bottom of the 7th for the Oregon Ducks. We remain deadlocked at 7. And some big bats getting set. Stephanie Maake, 14 home runs this season. And this crowd on its feet. Popped up right at second base, and Mailer reels it in. 1 pitch, 1 away.
Whether Oregon knows it or not, they've got a little more at stake at this point. A chance to host with a win as well. So whether that's made that to the dugout or not, you know this is a chance. You know these fans know. It's passed around here in these bleachers.
And we've heard the conversations below us, right behind home plate. Paige Sinicki, first pitch strike. Pistaico. Well, the senior with 7 home runs this season would love to be the hero once again. Turned on that one a bit too quickly, but it had home run distance deep into the night. Gold Glove winning shortstop.
I've said it all day. Paige Sinicki finds a way on base, whether it's a walk or a hit. She's taking extra base hits. Or she'll take a 4-ball walk.
Serves this one into right field for a base hit. The winning run standing on first base with 1 away in the bottom of the 7th.
Sending this pitch opposite side of the field. She has just been on fire. She knows what it takes. Has to get on base here, bottom of the 7th. You need a base runner. She does it here. She moved down in the lineup and has ultimately been a second leadoff since she's been there. Not because she wasn't hitting, just to move Kedri Lushar up. And she's been a great addition to be a second leadoff.
And here's Emma Cox. One for 2 tonight. A home run in the 4th. Ball 2 from Pistaico. The season on the line. And the Super Regionals. Runner goes, throw to second. Gets into center field, racing into third, Sinicki. That changes everything. And the Oregon speed on full display one more time.
And the story of the Ducks all year long has been that speed creates havoc on the base path. Paige Sinicki puts it in motion, the ball overthrown. She sees it overthrown. She gets up and hustles another 60 feet. This is what the Ducks do. They put the pressure on you in a moment that matters. Paige Sinicki 60 feet from winning this ball game.
Stolen base, E2. Only one out. And a 3-ball count to Emma Cox. A lot of possibilities here for the Oregon Ducks. And now Stanford wants to talk things over in the circle, understandably so.
Let's think about this. 3 balls to Emma Cox. Why don't I put her on? Walk Des Patman. Pristiko already struck out Kaylin Jones and Katie Flannery. The problem with that is that you then have to face Kai Luchar with bases loaded. Both Luchars with bases loaded. Is that the right thing to do in this scenario? Might be the only solution.
And now Des Patman after the walk of Cox. Infield comes in. Winning run 60 feet away. Fly ball, left field, and it's gone! Oregon walks it off! Desiana Patman, are you serious? The Oregon Ducks did not lead in this game tonight until the final swing of the game. What a comeback.
I'll tell you what, though, Des Patman has been a difference maker in this regional the entire weekend. She has come through clutch and come through big so many times. No time bigger than this moment right here. The Oregon Ducks, a team that has been intentional about their desire to go far into the postseason, knowing that it was going to be difficult, knowing that it was a situation that they had to continue to fight no matter how hard it was going to be, no matter what was stacked up against them. And Des Patman, the hero tonight. You can read it all over her face. How big of a moment for her.
Let's take a look at our Capital One rewarding performance. 2 aboard for Des Patman.
First pitch she sees right over the plate, knew it immediately, hands up, won it for her team. You only needed 1 run, but she sent this 1 yard. A walk-off in huge fashion for the Oregon Ducks, winning it in front of a home crowd. She just bought herself and her team some more home games.
What a weekend. What a game 7. What a 7th inning we just witnessed. And for Des Patman, the senior from San Diego, a swing that she will remember for the rest of her life.
The Oregon Ducks now 41-0 when hitting a home run in a game. 41-0. How's that for a stat?
Sinicki got the party started by reaching third base, and that set the wheels in motion after the intentional walk to Cox. Desiana Patman in crunch time, walk-off fashion. And the icing on the cake, the Ducks in position to be able to host next weekend in the Supers after Liberty upset Texas A&M in College Station. Meanwhile, the heartbreak for Stanford. A great run. The last 2 years reaching the Women's College World Series. That comes to an end tonight.
You knew the way this day was going that there was going to be one team that had the agony of defeat. A hard-fought battle between both of these teams. The battle is won by the Oregon Ducks.
You and I talked all weekend long about all the different things that this regional presented. The funky plays, the big swings of momentum, the comeback, the Oregon Ducks needing to win 2 today, and somehow, some way, they get the job done. And Oregon will be hosting Liberty next weekend in the Super Regionals. And what a scene that will be. Ending like this for an electric fan base that cares so much about this program and this team. They will show up in droves once again. And for Des Patman, he's not going to have to buy another dinner in this town for a long, long time.
I think her name will be remembered for a little while here. The shot heard around the world right now, at least in Eugene, Oregon.
Now the ball traveled very well and very far out of the ballpark in this final game. Our final score here at the Eugene Regional. 10-7, the Ducks rally and walk it off against their former rivals from the Pac-12, the Stanford Cardinal. Jenny, final thoughts on what we've seen tonight?
An all-out dogfight that just came through with a team that wanted it. They wanted it more. They battled. They came through big. All-out dogfight. Outstanding job.
That's all from us from Eugene. For Jenny Ritter, I'm Roy Philpott. Thank you so much for watching. Good night from the Great Northwest.